Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the new and exciting news that we got from Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak that's set to release on both the Nintendo Switch and on PC this summer. And today we're going to be checking out another one of those Minoto's drawings. This is pretty much Capcom's way for them to provide us with new information for Sunbreak in a more silly, casual manner. They did this when Monster Hunter Rise was originally set to come out on the Nintendo Switch. They were doing these little like silly drawings and art and stuff like that, providing us with details that, unbeknownst to us, later when the game actually came out, once you started looking back into these drawings, there was a lot of hidden details that people didn't necessarily pick up when they were just being posted. And then when you went back retroactively and you saw the things that they were kind of like hinting at, you saw that these were mechanics and monsters and stuff like that that were being pretty much teased without people actually knowing. So the official Monster Hunter Rise Twitter account in both Japan and North America went ahead and posted the same tweet. Usually the Japanese one has the different wording than the Western one, but in this case they were pretty much the same thing, so we're just going to focus on the North American one, which actually reads, "Let's take a look at a new locale announced in Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. The visuals feature an old ruined castle that gives off an eerie atmosphere when viewed against the dark purple sky. It also features a distinctive ecosystem that's different from one surrounding Camera Village." And in the little drawing that we actually get to see, with a handful of frames at that of movement, we see a hunter posing with a Palamute Apalico, someone actually taking a picture of them, and we get to see a lot of movement from this smaller creature, or perhaps it's just like endemic life form. We don't necessarily know how they're ultimately going to classify it. Although we've certainly seen it in the trailer already, we just don't necessarily know its name as of yet. We have seen some art for it originally, but that's about all the information that we have for it right now. So we don't necessarily know what to make out of that thing just yet. But that's not really the star of the show. Actually, if you look all the way to the right, you get to see this monster shadowed in complete black. We don't necessarily know what that could be. And a lot of people, of course, have their guesses as to what there could actually be it a new monster, maybe a returning monster that could be, you know, just in a different format, or just another endemic life form that they're teasing us with that, again, we don't necessarily know what that could be. It doesn't necessarily do a lot of movement other than the fact that it has something hanging off his chin, some horn-like thing or whatever. We don't necessarily know what to make of that. So a lot of people have been guessing. I think there's more interesting details hidden within the actual wording when they talk about, of course, the castle and eerie atmosphere. Whenever you think of castles, you pretty much think of a Talus. Seeing how that was a monster that they decided to bring back for Iceborne, and that was also a monster featured in Monster Hunter Stories 2, I can certainly see them trying to bring it back in this scenario. I don't necessarily know what role it could actually play ultimately in the story, since it is very story focused in one way or another, and where Malzeno lands in all of this, we still don't necessarily know much about that. They do feature the moon and the little art that we are seeing here. Again, I've talked about it multiple times. Certainly the moon plays a big role into what we're seeing here, but until we go more information as to what the contrast is from the moon itself to the title of Sunbreak, which is the opposite of that, we won't necessarily know what to be able to make out of all that. But I think ultimately what we're seeing here with that shadowed monster, whatever that might be, I think is another heads up teaser that we might end up getting some answers in the near future, hopefully sooner than later. But that's about all the information that I wanted to bring up to you guys. If you are brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.